breastfeeding week, so I think it's appropriate. I wrote down a few tips just to let you guys know. I have a son who was born premature, and because of that he didn't have his sucking reflex, so I tried really hard to breastfeed him. I really wanted to, it just didn't work. So I ended up pumping breast milk for 2 months, and then I gave up because it was just really difficult to pump and feed and all that. So with my daughter now, I prayed really hard. I wanted to make sure the breastfeeding would work, and everyone told me, you know what, number one, be patient. Be patient, be patient. And that's what I did, and right now she is 2.5 months, and I'm very successful at breastfeeding her exclusively. So I'm going to share some of the tips that I got from my midwives with you. Okay, so first things first, something that they've always told me, and you hear everywhere, I'm sure, is it should not hurt. Breastfeeding should not hurt. I didn't understand that because with my son, my nipples were sore. I had to use Lancino cream, Videla cream, Vaseline. My nipples were sore, they hurt. And you know what I mean? Who wants to really feed when you're in pain, right? Okay, well, the only way that your nipples are going to hurt is if you're not getting a proper latch, and it is important to get a proper latch. And I've been told that, but I'm telling you now that having the 2 different experiences, I know how important it is to have that proper latch. They need to be latched on to you, like big mouth. I'm not going to go through the whole steps, I'm sure you've been taught, but big mouth latched onto you, not onto your nipple. If they latch onto your nipple, you gently remove their mouth every single time until it's a big mouth latched onto most of the, I guess it's called the areola. Remove it. Don't say, oh, it's okay, she's hungry, and leave her there. You're going to be in pain. If it's not now, you're going to be in pain later, and it only gets worse and worse and worse. You have to make sure that they are latched on properly. After a few times, maybe a couple of days only of just getting that proper latch, they're going to know every time to open their mouth wide. So don't think it's going to take forever and it's going to be, they catch on very quickly. I mean, literally, it could be after the 3rd feed, they will know now, wide mouth. But if they do ever just be a little bit lazy, maybe tired, and just do the nipple, take them off. Okay? So that's the most important one, I guess, not to have sore nipples, and then it just gets really bad after that. They also told me that, you shouldn't use soap to wash that area because it does dry out your nipples. I have not had problems with my nipples at all. It's 2.5 months of breastfeeding, not at all. Because she had a great latch to get go, but there was times when she's tired and she did try and do just my nipple, and I took her off and put her back on. So it's as simple as that. You will not have sore nipples. Afterwards, you can always use, the nursing creams or whatever, just to be safe. But I'm pretty sure you'll be fine with that. So also, we are told to drink plenty of water, lots of fluids. You don't know how important that is, to drink lots of fluids. It's very important. I am a person that I don't drink water, but when it comes to actually breastfeeding her, I've noticed that the days when I do drink a lot, I'm producing a lot. It's a lot easier, and I feel better. So you know what? Force yourself. What I do is every time I'm actually feeding, I get a glass of water. If I forget to during the feed, after the feed, but that makes me know that at least 8 glasses plus I'm getting a day of water. You need to drink double the amount of water or fluids that you did before. Double. It's important. So I mean, if you have to do little teeny, glasses throughout the day, do that. It increases your milk supply, and that's going to make it way easier for you as well. You're not going to be frustrated, oh, I'm not getting enough milk. That also ties in with eating well. You need to eat more, of course, get more calories in. So try your best, not to forget. I forgot the first few days of, bringing her home. I forgot to eat. You need to remember to eat. You know what I mean? If they got to cry 5 minutes extra, you need to eat. If you got to eat while you're feeding, do that, okay? Trust me, it works. So I know because I went through the experience with my son, and I see the difference now. So that's why I'm sharing with you, and hopefully I can get one of you guys at least, successful with your breastfeeding. So plenty of water. I mean, double the amount of water as normal, and eat well. At the beginning of your breastfeeding, you will find that your child might want to be on you every single hour, maybe every half an hour. Don't get frustrated. I called my midwife and I was like, I don't think I'm making enough milk. She wants, she's waking up every hour at night. She was literally waking up every single hour at night. I'm feeding for 20 minutes and I'm going to sleep and waking back up on the hour. So I'm not getting any sleep. And I called them and I said, and they said, you know what, Alicia, our bodies are made to produce this milk. We were made this way. So guess what? If she got to feed every hour, feed her every single hour. It's going to get better. It's just producing more milk. It's getting your body ready to produce more milk to satisfy them. So I did that for a few days, and you know what, after that, my body produced the amount of milk that she needed, that I was able to feed every 2 hours, every 3 hours. It gets better. So they're going to have growth spurts where you notice that they're just on you and they're crying and they want to eat and eat and eat, and you think, oh my God, they're not getting enough. Let me supplement them with formula. Do not supplement them with the formula, because you now start to bring in the nipple confusion. Okay, if it's not 1 month of successful breastfeeding, you do not introduce nipples, which means soothers or bottle nipples. Just be patient. Be patient. They're gonna be fed. Drink a lot more water. Eat a lot more food. Be patient. Put them on there. If you have to feed them 24/7, this is for your child. Feed them 24/7. I don't think anybody has been through what I've been through in terms of feeding every hour, and I mean it. I mean, I didn't sleep for the first 3-4 days. Okay? You feed them. Feed them, feed them. Your body's going to start producing the milk. It just takes a while to kick in, but once it kicks in, it's perfect, and you will be so happy, and you'll feel better. You know what I mean? That you were able to actually do this, and you feel like you've done your child justice. And this is just the regular cases. Not talking about, it's real problem issues, but yeah. So then, I wanted to start to supplement her with the formula. Sorry, not the formula, the bottle. Pump my breast milk and give her a bottle so that her father can feed her. And my midwives told me, you know what, Alicia, just relax. Let her do it for at least a month or two successfully, perfect. Then you can introduce the bottle. Otherwise, she might get nipple confusion. Don't get me wrong, some kids don't, and they're fine. They can go back and forth from bottle to breast, no confusion. But there are a lot of kids that will get confused because breast, big mouth, bottle, small mouth, faster flow. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to rush. Relax. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to rush. I was trying to get her bottles relaxed. And after at least a month of successful breastfeeding, they say then you can introduce a bottle, and you do it slowly, maybe once a day. You increase twice a day, just to increase, and let them understand the back and forth. Okay, so they need to be completely understanding of how to breastfeed, proper latch, etc. And then maybe they said about a month or 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks is probably the perfect time to actually introduce the bottle, and also a soother. I did have to introduce a soother to my daughter because I did find that she was living on me. She wanted to be on me at all times, and I found that it was more of a comfort issue. So I did give her a soother, but it was after a month, and she did fine. Maybe if I gave her the soother earlier, she probably wouldn't do so well with the breastfeeding. So they say probably 4 to 6 weeks before you introduce any bottles or soothers, and that should be sufficient. I'm just trying to go through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. But like I said, mostly it's about being patient. Being patient. Don't say my baby's not getting enough milk. They're getting enough. God made our bodies that wonderful that we can produce enough milk for our children. So just be patient and feed them as much as they need to, as often as they need to. Before you deliver, get enough sleep, because you will be busy, for the next couple weeks. And in the case where, you do not produce enough milk after trying everything, there are natural remedies, natural herbs that you can drink and take to increase your milk supply. I don't have the list of them now. My midwives did give it to me. You can go online. You can call breastfeeding lactation centers. They will tell you natural ways. There is also medication that you can get from the doctors. You want to try natural first. I would want to try natural first. And then you can go to medication. Don't give up.